So what we have here is a brand hammer new, only run at the factory, 572 XPG, fresh out of the box. Be curious to know what kind of oil they run on their 2-minute test run, because that's not any kind of Husky oil. I wonder if it's Aspen fuel or something like that. Anyway, anybody know, just leave that down in the comments. I'm gonna put this old girl to work today. Got my touch off, set on 0, and we're gonna take 40,000 off the base. All right, here's our 572 XPG. Getting ready for some final assembly here. For whatever it's worth, you ever do one of these, when you take something off the base, you always have to take something off the neck, or the same amount off the neck of the cylinder, but then you'll have to hand relieve this area right here to cover or to compensate for the bearing pockets right there. Those ride right on top of it. There's really not that much clearance. So it's nice and easy to do the transfers, the upper transfers on this. You can just take these side transfer covers off. When you do put them back on, I use some Ultra Black. And, you know, guys, when you use gasket maker, just use a whisper. This has just been setting up for a minute or so. I just wanted to get it a little tacky before I stick it on there. It'll help cure. Knife edged right there at the lower. Let's see if we can take a look at a kind of shiny exhaust port. I did widen this just a little bit and raised it, squared it off to some degree. There is less crown on here than there was, for sure. Just minimally raised this. I still want to keep all that trapped air and static compression. Good Lord. Husky knows how to make the best child-proof muffler ever. There's a massive baffle in there, and all that gets ground out. I use, here, I'll take you over to the other bench. So I put the muffler in the vise, and I use this super long carbide bit, and that's just a valve guide, so I can hold on to this. It's actually pretty handy, and that's perfect for hogging out this muffler. But Lord, here, let me grab the other one, and I'll show you what it looks like before you have to grind all that nonsense out. All right, here's a unmolested 572 muffler. Let me see if we can't get in there. That whole belly, there's, like, way back in the back, there's ribs that help feed that hump right there, which is where your exhaust port is. So if you look back in there, there's this whole web that feeds into that bubble. So you got to grind all that nonsense out. What a bear. God, I hate doing mufflers. Alrighty, got a jumbo piece of white oak, 36-inch bar, off the roll, Oregon square ground chain, full skip. Bear in mind, these 572s have got a built-in break-in from the factory. They wake up after 6 or 7 tanks of gas. So it's held back somewhat. I've already run a little bit, and she runs just fine. And I think somebody would be pleasantly surprised when this thing finally opens up and takes the gloves off. So a little less grammar, a little bit more hammer. Let's cut some wood. What y'all think?
We don't like a little bit of noodle and some soft wood.
Gonna need a larger chip deflector to play like that.